All right, guys, you know what time it is. It's Flavo Ariana's MMA show. I'm your host, Flavo Ariana, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so the UFC did make some major news, and they announced they are coming to New York. Yes, but they're coming to Long Island. They're coming to Long Island, making their first trip back to Long Island in a couple of years, all right? And they're going to be not at the Nassau Coliseum, no. Now they're going to be, going into, for the first time ever, at the brand new, all right, UBS Arena, all right? And the main event, and it just got announced, okay? Got announced a couple days ago. Got announced as main eventing featherweight former title challenger, all right? Brian Ortega takes on La Pantera, Yair Rodriguez, all right? That is a good main card to put on a fight night in front of fans, in front of a sold-out fan base in the New York metropolitan area, in Long Island, New York. What's it called? You got these two featherweights, these two top 5 ranked featherweights going at it, okay? A lot of implications on the line, okay? Last time we saw Brian Ortega, he ended up getting mauled by Alexander Volkanovski, who right now currently might be going down as possibly the greatest featherweight that we have ever seen, okay? He's going to be fighting, Volkanovski's going to end up fighting Max Holloway, okay? Who the last time Holloway fought was Yair Rodriguez. And I believe that fight was taking place back in November, if memory has it correct, okay? So, the champs, right? The champ has fought Ortega, all right. Same thing with Holloway. Holloway fought Ortega back in Toronto a couple years ago, all right. And Holloway, last time he was seen in the octagon, he fought Yair Rodriguez, all right. Same thing with Yair. A lot of implications on the line because, like I said, Ortega did fight Volkanovski just recently in that September pay-per-view card, okay. I don't know what's gonna happen in this fight. I think it's very, very tricky. To me personally, I think it's gonna really depend on, can Ortega take damage, okay, and is he able to at least beat on somebody that's not the champ? Because we've seen him before, all right. When the title is on the line, I think he just takes way too much damage, okay. And Yair Rodriguez is one of the best featherweights in the world. Will Ortega be able to withstand the kicking game that Yair, brings to the table? And the questions for Yair Rodriguez are, what's going to happen if Ortega puts him into a triangle choke or tries to put him into a guillotine, right? Will he tap out, or will he do something where the will is that much strong, all right, that he will just push himself out of these tight situations and he'll be able to withstand any type of jiu-jitsu that Brian Ortega throws at Yair Rodriguez. Now, this is a great fight for a card of this nature, okay? But ideally, I would have personally have thought that they would have put somebody from this area to headline this card, okay? Not saying Aljo, but if Aljo wasn't the champion, I would have immediately thought they would have asked him. Can't complain overall because you're gonna want a big banger of a main event, especially when you have fans in attendance. All right, and this screams high level martial arts at its finest. Okay, my question is that what happens if Ortega loses? What's his career gonna be looking like? Because that would mean 3 losses in his last 4 fights. And Yair was gone for about 2 years or something like that. And he had, in my opinion, top 3 fights of the year last year against Max Holloway. But both of them right now, 2 of the best featherweights in the world. Yair, I feel like, has a little more wiggle room than Ortega. Overall, can't wait to see what's going to happen, okay? I still think that the winner of this matchup is going to be fighting for a number 1 contender fight. Depending on the outcome of what happens in the UFC Austin card between Josh Emmett and Calvin Kattar. If Calvin Kattar defeats Josh Emmett, I think Calvin Kattar is getting the next title shot, depending if Max Holloway defeats Alexander Volkanovski. Okay, but the scenario that I have it is, I have a feeling that Emmett might be able to knock out Kattar, and I think that's a long shot. But I think that just the way that Emmett hits, I think he'll be able to really hurt Kattar. I think Holloway defeats Volkanovski, setting up the fourth match in a row. Okay, and this is a toss up for me, because if Emmett defeats Calvin Kattar, I would love to see how Ortega does against Emmett. Okay, and I've been wanting this matchup for a very, very long time. I would love to see the matchup between Calvin Kattar versus Yair Rodriguez. So in my perfect world, that's something that I would personally want to see. All right, but I wouldn't put bets on those fights right now. Okay, but good overall, great main events to have for a fight night. Co-main event, we have Askar versus Alex Perez. Alex Perez, a former title challenger, fought Davison Figueiredo in the November card. And then he ended up tapping out very, very quickly. I think, in my opinion, actually prematurely, if you ask me. But good fight. Last time we saw Askarov, he fought Kai Kara France. Very close fight, and that ended up giving Askarov his very first loss in his mixed martial arts career. Alex Perez, he has a 24-6 record. Askarov, a 14-1 record. I think that both these flyweights, whoever wins, is still maybe 1 or 2 fights away from possibly fighting for a belt. Perez just fought for a belt, so maybe he might need, after this fight, and if he wins, maybe 2 more fights, possibly 3, depending on the layout, on how the matchup is between Kai Kara France and Brandon Moreno. And also, we have to add into the caveat, how long will Figueiredo be out for with his injury that he is dealing with. We have Amanda Lemos versus Michelle Waterson. Last time we saw Amanda Lemos, she ended up tapping out to a standing triangle chokehold, the very first ever standing triangle chokehold that was implemented, thanks to Jessica Andrade, and she forced Amanda Lemos to tap out. She is fighting a gatekeeper in Michelle Waterson, who I'm a big fan of hers, but unfortunately, Michelle Waterson just can't close against top 10 or even top 5 women's flyweights. Then we got a good matchup at bantamweight between Jack Shore versus Ricky Simone. Love this matchup. I think Ricky Simone can add a lot of different avenues of views for Jack Shore. Jack Shore is a rising prospect in the bantamweight division. I think he has a high future, but I just think that Ricky Simone, he possibly could be a nightmare matchup for Jack Shore. Overall, I would favor Ricky Simone over Jack Shore, just because Ricky Simone, the man is powerful. And he will utilize his wrestling. And I would love to see how Jack Shore is going to be if he's flat on his back and he has Ricky Simone on top of him in the half mount position. What's going to happen then? And we'll be able to, Jack Shore, be able to find out what level of caliber fighter he is when he's in these particular situations, as opposed to just standing up. And then we have the Leech, Lian Jinglian versus Muslim Salikov. We have Bill on Bill crime, Bill Algio, Senor Perfecto versus Billy Quarantillo. Okay, love that matchup. We have Daucha Lungibula, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, versus Puna Soriano. And then we have Herbert Burns, the brother of Gilbert Burns. He is fighting Kusin Askabov. And then we have Brianna Fortino, formerly known as Brianna Van Buren, against Jessica Panay. So that right now is the lineup for UFC Long Island. It's not official yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be adding more fights onto that card. I wouldn't be surprised if they add a Marab Djvalabili. Unfortunately, nobody wants to fight that man. I wouldn't be surprised if they add a Brian Kelleher onto that card. Okay, who actually is from Long Island and he doesn't live that far from the UBS arena. So that would be very, very interesting. And hopefully they're actually able to place somebody like a Brian Kelleher on that card, just because I know that would mean something very, very big for a Long Island native. Okay, but yeah, guys, we got Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez. What's gonna happen? Yair's kicky game versus Ortega's jiu-jitsu and submission background. Overall, I would favor Ortega, just because of the fact that at any point, I could see La Pantera, Yair Rodriguez missing a kick, and then Ortega trying to capitalize on it, and then putting La Pantera onto the floor, and then getting into a submission, and then forcing Yair Rodriguez to tap out. But guys, that's my take on the situation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until then, guys, I am Flav Oriana. Thank you for tuning in to Flav Oriana's MMA show, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys, and have a good one. See you guys.